So things are definitely starting to ramp up with Jabari's murder investigation, and especially with Zeke being looked at more closely, especially after he pulled out Ramirez's PBA card. And what won't help his cause is Ramirez's body is going to be found in the next episode, so Detective Whitman will definitely be coming down hard on him in episode 4, and we see Tariq doing his best to get him the best defense attorney in New York. But wherever Tariq goes, he leaves a trail of bodies, and for the first time, I think we may see Davis Maclean questioning whether to take on Tariq's client and whether that's the best option for him. There's also going to be a lot more action in this next episode compared to episode 3, with Braden coming to the rescue for Kane, and you can tell, Braden loves this shit. He may be a rich kid coming from a privileged background, but his heart is in the game and the streets, and we're going to start to see this across the next few episodes. Now, we also see Simon Stern trying to flex his muscles and power over Detective Whitman, and what's in it for him. We're going to be diving deep into the power that Simon Stern holds, and whether he has the power to make Detective Whitman drop this whole thing. So we're going to be looking at all things episode 4, breaking down this trailer, scene by scene. But of course, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But let's start with this Tejada family meeting first, with Monet, Diana, Drew, Kane, and Zeke. Monet tells them that they have 3 days to come up with $1 million. Now, Monet's always kept Zeke away from the family business for his own protection, because the less he knows, the better, and she doesn't want him to get tangled up in with whatever they're doing, because it's way too risky for him and his ball career. But it's too little too late now, and although it has to be said, some blame definitely has to go on Zeke, because Monet warned him that he was going to be a target and every move of his would be watched, so he couldn't afford to slip up. But being Carrie's alibi dragged him into Detective Whitman's office, and what's going to make this situation a whole lot worse for Zeke is they're about to find Ramirez's body, and that's bad news, because he pulled out Ramirez's PBA card while he was being questioned, not knowing that he was dead, because Monet didn't tell Zeke, and she forgot to take the card off him. Again, another move which Monet slipped up with, and she's going to need the help of Tariq. Well, Tariq will need to make sure he helps Zeke, because as Simon Stern warned him in season 1, if Zeke doesn't play, he doesn't stay at Stansfield, which means he won't be able to inherit Ghost's estate, which also means Simon Stern won't be able to inherit Truth. So we're going to see Simon Stern back, which we'll get to in a moment, but Tariq is going to reach out to Davis Maclean and Cooper Saxe again. He tells him that they're trying to arrest Zeke for murder, and he's also going to tell them that he'll do anything to protect his future. But Davis Maclean tells him that it sounds like he's alleging a cover-up, which of course he is, and it seems that Maclean is going to start to question Tariq's client referrals. First there was Lorenzo through Diana, and now Zeke. And you know when someone like Davis Maclean starts to question a client, you know it's serious, because he never says no to money. Even if Maclean can't help, he doesn't say no. But this might just be a case where Maclean turns his back on and turns Tariq down, because we all know Maclean and Carrie have a history, and from the season trailer, it does seem like Maclean will be Carrie's lawyer instead. That's what they've made it look like anyway, where he tells Carrie, "What have you gotten me into?" So is this why we could see Tariq approaching Tamika for help? Another scene from the season trailer, which was this. But Tamika is straight by the book, and I don't know if you can turn Tamika into a Joe Proctor type of lawyer. You need a real criminal type of lawyer, if you know what I mean, which is why I think Cooper Saxe would be the perfect person for this. And the little conflict that we saw between him and Maclean in episode 3 is probably just the beginning, because Cooper Saxe is facing a bit of an ethical dilemma himself if you think about it. He used to be on the right side of the law, putting people like Lorenzo, Ghost, and Tommy behind bars, but all of a sudden, he's defending them and helping Maclean free them instead. And he still doesn't know about Maclean's motive, about why he really offered him a job, because he wants him to help him release his brother Theo as well. Now we have to say, Saxe has never been straight himself, but I think there will come a time where him and Maclean will be at odds, because I don't think they can work together for the long term anyway. As I mentioned before, ethical dilemmas is going to run across more than just Tariq's character, and we're going to see one with Cooper Saxe. But with this whole situation surrounding Zeke, Tariq won't be the only person doing his bit, Kane will as well, and this is what he meant about him being family first this season. Although now he's working with Mecca, and he wants to prove himself to him, we hear him telling him that he's got to make a big move for his cousin, and he has to leave town. So I think we're going to see Kane finally putting family first, and not just thinking about himself and what's best for him. Zeke on the other hand, I'm sure he'll definitely be thinking what's best for himself. He's going to be doing whatever he can to protect himself and his future. But does that mean he talks? Does that mean he snitches on Course Correct? Let's say he does talk and tells them about Tariq and Course Correct. Guess whose name is CEO of Course Correct now? Braden, after Tariq had him sign these papers. And with Tariq set to move into a new apartment of his own, far away from Brayden, he might be in the clear, even if Zeke does crack under pressure. So let's see how this one plays out with Zeke next week. But we're also going to see Tariq using all of his influence and connections, because Simon Stern will also try and do his bit. We hear him telling Detective Whitman that he needs to step back, because everybody takes orders from him. And even though Whitman stood firm, Simon Stern is definitely someone who likes to control people, especially when it benefits him. We saw it throughout Power with Ghost, and now we're seeing it again. But what's in it for Simon Stern? Why does he want this whole thing to go away? Because he gets truth from Ghost Trust, as long as Tariq graduates from college. As Simon Stern said to Tariq last season, they're both business partners now, and I don't think people should be underestimating how much power and influence someone like Simon Stern really has. So I can see Tariq approaching Stern in episode 4 and telling him that his place at Stansfield is at risk because of this whole investigation, to try and get Stern to use his power and influence to get Whitman to back off. But coming away from Simon Stern, I do expect the action to pick up over the next 2 episodes. Episode 3 set the plot for what's to come as we approach the halfway point, which will be the mid-season break, and they've put the wheels in motion for Lorenzo's release and Brayden and Kane working together as well. We see Brayden's car being shot and he's gonna come to the rescue for Kane, and it seems that Brayden's got a pure adrenaline rush, and you can tell he loves this shit. He loves being in the game, and you can tell ever since season 1 episode 6 that these two would be striking up a bond and they'd be working together again. Now, throwing Brayden out on a corner of Queens was his first test, and he's gonna give Brayden an opportunity to make some real money in episode 4, just like he promised, because the Tejadas need to raise $1 million. So I think we could see a series of raids, including the jewelry heist, and Mecca wants him to get Brayden on his side, because that's how he controls Tariq. But in the episode 4 description, it does tell us that Kane finds Brayden eager to prove himself and give him the chance to make some real money. So Brayden will want to prove himself and prove that he's his own man and that he can hold it down without Tariq. But Brayden may be a bit too eager to show what he can do, which might even turn him a little reckless, just like we saw him removing his mask during the jewelry heist in the season trailer. But elsewhere in episode 4, it seems like we might see Monet dropping her first body. This was a scene that we saw in the season trailer again, where she was wearing the same red leather jacket, so I definitely expect there to be a lot more action, twists and turns, and Monet's first body of the season. But that's the episode 4 trailer, as well as a few extra scenes that we could potentially see from the season trailer, and shit is definitely gonna get real for Zeke. His career is really gonna be on the line, especially when they find Ramirez's body. So we're gonna see Tariq trying to use all of his people and connections that he has at his disposal, Saxe, Maclean, and even Simon Stern, to help him and the Tejadas. So let's see how they play out these 2 next episodes before the mid-season break. But drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section on all things episode 4, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.